The between the legs dribble is one of the most effective moves that you could use on a basketball court. And some of the greatest ball handlers that we know today also use this. But why? Why is it so important to be able to dribble between the legs? And why is it so important that basketball players that we know also do this? So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how to dribble between the legs as a beginner and why it's so important to have within your game as well. And stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be explaining all the different types of ways you can dribble between the legs and the different situations that you can use it in. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Dribbling between the legs is when a player spreads one leg apart from each other and they dribble the ball through the gap of their legs. And there are two different ways of doing it. One way to do it is just to simply dribble between the gap of your leg, and the other way to do it is to do it between the legs crossover. And just like the normal crossover, it can be used to transition the ball from one hand to another.
Lillard back on the floor for the final possession. McCollum just breaking down the defense. Lamar and the floater.
But now let's get into how you can actually do it. My first tip on how to dribble between the legs in basketball is to learn the footwork. Because knowing the footwork of a move is one of the most important things to doing any type of move in basketball. So when dribbling between the legs, you want to make sure that you move your feet slightly forward, because if you don't, then you'll probably end up dribbling the ball into your leg or your foot. And you also want to make sure that you get low and spread your legs apart from each other when dribbling. And it's similar to a normal crossover, because if you start with your left hand, you want to make sure that you dribble through your right leg, and vice versa. If you start with your right hand, you need to dribble between your left leg. And your opposite hand should always be there to catch the ball. Make sure your left hand is always on the opposite side ready to catch the ball. And if you dribble with your left hand, your right hand should be on the opposite side ready to catch the ball. And one way to practice the footwork of dribbling between your legs, you just want to practice the motion of it, so you can do this without a basketball. And with the motion of the move, you're kind of bringing your hand to the side of your leg and basically pushing the ball through your leg. And once you just practice the motion of the move long enough, then you can get a better feel for how to do it with a real basketball. And another thing that you could do is find a chair or a bench that you could sit on, and you could practice dribbling between your legs on there. And you could practice dribbling between your left leg and practice dribbling between your right leg, or you could dribble the ball underneath both of your legs. And make sure that you keep the ball in between your legs, so it'll be easier for you to catch the ball in between your left leg or in between your right leg. And once you understand how to and have a good feel for dribbling between the legs, you then need to know how to use the between the legs dribble in in-game situations. So there's actually multiple ways to use the between the leg in-game situations. You can use the between the leg crossover to get past your defender. You can use the between the legs to set your defender up for another move or for a combo. And you can change the different speeds. You can go from slow to fast, or dribble high or dribble low. And now let's go over how the pro players use the between the legs dribble in their game. So Steph dribbles between the legs and does a between the legs crossover into a step back, creating enough separation for him to knock down the three-point. And you can combine different types of between the legs dribbles, which is what Steph did in this clip. And here the between the legs crossover is being used to create an open shot for a teammate. And here Chris Paul dribbles between the legs and then uses the between the leg crossover to get past his defender, which then gives him an easy layup at the rim. And Steph Curry also uses the between the legs crossover to get to the paint and finish. And you can use the between the legs crossover to get past defenders in transition, just like what the Indiana Pacers did. And we've been talking about how players are using the between the legs crossover to even get to the rim or create separation. But now let's talk about how players also use the between the legs to set other things up. So James Harden tries to do a between the legs crossover but gets cut off by Paul George, and then he goes into a series of between the legs dribbles into a fake step back, which then gets Paul George to leave his feet a little bit, and then he gets an easy pass to the rim. And once again, he sets his defender up with a series of between the legs crossovers and then goes into a normal crossover, which then gives him a pass to the rim, and he's able to lob it to his teammate. And on this play, he does the same thing, but he does it slightly differently. Pay attention to how many dribbles James Harden does this move in. He does 1, 2, 3 dribbles. And we're also not counting that initial dribble that he took. We're only counting the amount of dribbles he took within the move. But on this play, the setup takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why this is important because there may be a chance that your coach may not like seeing you take a lot of dribbles just to get to the rim or set up a teammate. So when you're playing on a team, try to get better at doing your crossovers, getting to the rim, getting wide open, or setting up a teammate in less dribble. And watch how James Harden sets LeBron up with this between the legs dribble. He does 2 between the legs dribbles, which then opens up enough space for him to drive to the paint. Notice how LeBron is guarding James Harden. LeBron is trying to shut down James Harden's left side because James Harden is known to be a left-handed player. So that better not be who I think it is. Yep, it's my twin brother. Alright, what's up, twin brother? What's up, everybody? Look, I was just at the park earlier and I'm confused, man. I was practicing, the dribbling between the legs thing, and I just don't get it. Like, what are you talking about? Put your left foot out, put my right foot in, and then turn around and and do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Like, am I playing Twister or something? Like, I don't get it. What do you mean? Are you playing Twister or something? If anything, your mind might be twisted. See, why you always gotta come? Why you always gotta attack me? What like you mean? Like, why am I always attacking you? You always attack me when you come in here and interrupt my videos after telling you I'm trying to record a video. I mean, there's nothing wrong with inviting your twin brother in here to come talk to the people every now and then. What you mean there's nothing wrong with inviting you to come talk to the people? You invite yourself in. And then when you do come in here, it's always to interrupt my videos when I'm trying to make a good quality video for the people who watch the videos. Okay, look. I apologize for interrupting your videos. I just wanted to come in here and ask a simple question. I mean, like, come on now. You just wanted to come in here and ask how to dribble between the. All right. I'll tell you what. Do me a favor and exit stage left. And once I'm done making this video, you can go watch it and learn from it. Then. That's see. Was that so hard? Okay. That's all I wanted to know. I'm glad that we could finally reach an agreement. All right. I'm gonna exit stage left now, and I'm just gonna leave you and the audience be. Okay. I mean, that's all I came in here for. All right. I'm out. Peace. I'm out. But then James Harden crosses back over to the right and gets him past LeBron and gets to the rim. And in between the legs dribble is good for breaking ankles, but a couple things you want to make sure that you're doing here is make sure that you're bending your knees kind of like you're about to shoot a jump shot, because bending your knees and getting low as you dribble makes your crossover quicker and more effective. And on this play, Allen Iverson also uses the between the legs dribble, but pay attention to his body on this. Notice when he's about to do that first crossover, his knees are bent and he gets low. But if we freeze it right here, notice how he's dribbling high again. But when he goes for that last crossover, he gets low again. And the reason why you want to be able to dribble like this is because it'll make it much more difficult for that defender to guard you or predict how you're going to dribble. And with Michael Jordan reaching in, Allen Iverson was able to create separation off the crossover and knock down the jump shot. And look at how James Harden used his body to fake out his defender and making it seem like he was going to drive right. From his eyes to that first step that he took. And Trey Burke comes down the court in transition, does the between the leg crossover and finishes at the rim. And the best situations to do the between the leg dribble are in transition, or maybe you you just want to get past your defender. And if you have a defender on you who reaches in a lot, this could be effective for protecting the ball while crossing over. And another way to break ankles using the between the legs crossover is using it as a change in direction. So now let's see how Sam Costello changes direction with the between the legs. He sizes his defender up, crosses over to the right, and then crosses back over to the left, and finishes at the rim. And if you combine using your eyes and your body to sell fakes as well as getting low with your dribbles and changing direction, you can make your between the legs crossover, or really just any crossover period, as effective and unguardable as possible. And now to recap, you need to extend one leg and then dribble the ball between the gap of your leg. And make sure that when you're dribbling between your legs that one hand is on the opposite side to be able to receive the ball. And there's different ways of using the between the legs dribble, such as dribbling the ball between the gap of your legs or just doing a between the legs crossover. And you can use both types of between the legs dribbles to set up different opportunities, such as opportunities to get to the basket or opportunities to create space and get a shot off, or you can create opportunities for your teammates. And the between the legs crossover is effective for breaking ankles. And a couple good ways of practicing dribbling between the legs is to do chair dribbles and just practice the motion of doing the move. And after applying these very tips that I mentioned in this video, you will have added a very important move to your game, that the best of the best, which would then lead to you doing things like this on the basketball court.
On Green again the switch, and West has got the defensive assignment. Paul with the bounce, left hand turns an ankle, and the Rosen back out, and here is the Johnson. And it goes in. Man down. Tatum drives George right there. Tatum gets a wide open look and knocks it.
And if you want to learn more basketball tips for beginners, click this video right here and it will explain more tips on how to play better basketball as a beginner. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the video below. Thank you all for watching, and peace.